Welcome to Projects for All. My name's Mike, and today TSO has sent down here a drill guide made by UJK. We also have their self-centering vise to go along with it. UJK drill guide, 10mm chuck, self-centering vise for drill guide, anti-slip on the bottom. Wow man, this looks nice. Let me read the instructions on this bad boy and we'll set it up and see what it can do. So let's go over all the adjustments and functions of this, and then we'll throw a bit in it and we'll throw some holes and see how it does. Basically, you have your chuck on a carriage essentially that rides on these two rods. There are height adjustments you can set for, drilling adjustment, or you can take this little thumb screw and put it up here and make it easier to put a drill in it. There's a second one on this side here. So if you want to set like a minimum, but then you want to pin it up here to change the drill bit, and then you can go back to your minimum or, back down, whatever you want to do. On the sides here, we have a nice, very easy to read scale. Actually, on both sides, I just figured this side would be easier to see. And it goes 60 degrees in either direction. This one is blocked by this stopper here, which will stop you at what should be 0. We're going to double check that, but this is adjustable. If you wanted to move this over here, it could stop you at 30 or whatever you want. It has a plastic knob on this side and a very nice rubberized overmolded grab handle on this side to hold it while you're using it. The top of these two rods here have caps. We can take these off. They're threaded on, obviously. There's a hex on the top here, and these are plastic. And our carriage will lift right off. So if we need to service our carriage or want to, look at anything here, we can do that. We got what looks like bronze or brass bushings. This is a 10mm chuck. Rides nice and smooth. I'm assuming there's bearings in here. We could probably take this apart. We might or might not at the end there just to see what's in there, but you can remove this chuck, obviously. They give you the wrenches to do it, and there's a larger chuck available on the website for this. I'll put a link to all that stuff. Any accessories I can find for this, I'll link in the description for you. The base here is very nicely machined. These are the recessed slots for installing the vise on the top here. We have a line to line up, and if we have something round, we can set it in here and clamp it down and hit it right square in the middle. We'll give it a shot. We got some dowel rods and things to mess with. We also have a couple pins installed right up here. This is just their storage spot. They're flathead, and you just need a screwdriver to turn them out enough to pull them out of there, and these fit on the bottom. These thread in both sides here, and you can use these to drill something in the center, and those pins will let you locate on anything basically that'll fit in here, that's wide enough to fit in here, and you can hit something right in the center. Simple and nicely thought out. I like it. Here's the vise. This is an accessory also. It's got threaded holes in the bottom for mounting it to our drill guide. It just has this one easy to turn knob here, but you should be able to center anything round or square. We'll shoot a 1/4 inch drill bit in here, and we'll just drill some holes. Let's see how straight of a hole. That's the wrong way. Let's see how straight of a hole we can do here. I always find this a little bit awkward, just like my drill press. It's no different. It's exactly the same. There we go. Another good use for the stopper here is stopping it from landing the drill bit right into the table while it's just sitting here stationary, or I'm messing with it. We're going to use this compact guy because these big ones, they work fine. You can use any drill you want. This big one fits on here just fine. But, the battery's real heavy, and they tend to make this thing want to fall over just because they're so back heavy on the battery here. they make it more unstable, so especially when it's lifted up higher. You know, they both work though. I mean, this one's super powerful. This one's a Ryobi. We'll use the compact guys just to make it simpler and easier. This is also 1/4 inch here, so what's really nice is you can use your impacts with the quick disconnect. So you know what? For now, we're just gonna do that because I don't have to line up a chuck or do any of that. We might as well just drill a hole here. We'll start out by doing that. Get rid of my height stopper. Well, I mean, doesn't get much simpler than that. It's actually not bad. I mean, I don't know how accurate it really is to shove another 1/4 inch bit into that hole. 89.8, 89.6. A lot of movement here, but you know, okay, pretty darn close, and should go back to 0 or almost 0. Yeah, nice. I have it set as close as my eye can tell to 15 degrees. Let's do that. Zero. Wow. Spot on. I'm impressed. That's actually really impressive. And that was just me eyeballing 15 degrees there. I like it 15 degrees. It'll sit on its own here without tipping over with the small Milwaukee 12 volt on here. I do wonder, let's hit it all the way at 60 degrees and just see how hard it is to hold it and drill. And yeah, can you even drill at that angle? You cannot. It will not drill, at least. That size bit, I'm gonna drill right into the corner of the base here. So let's go 45. We didn't get much depth at that angle. That is one thing you're gonna have to realize. The sharper the angle, the less depth you're gonna have. 60 though, 60 degrees is gonna bump us right into the base. Be drilling right through that base, the corner of that edge of that base there. Let's see what kind of angle we got this time. Pretty close. Maybe I didn't eyeball it close enough, but within half a degree or so. This is a 2 1/8 hole saw, and it doesn't really matter what size it is because really all I want to do is pop a hole in this piece of plywood, and I can feed dowel rods in from the bottom once we install the vise on it. So I'll show you in a second, but really that's all we're doing here is just popping a hole in this thing. I've never tried to use an impact with a hole saw before. And I didn't mean to do it this time. I didn't even think about it, to be honest with you. All right, that's better. So we got our board with the hole in it where we'll set our drill press. And then we got our vise here, our centering vise. So we can install that on here with these little cap head screws that it came with, and they just fit in here. And these are slotted, so we should be able to adjust it for center, which will be probably a little bit of a challenge to get it absolutely perfect, but we'll see what happens. If I was gonna do this all the time, I would get a metal rod that I know is straight and a shorter piece of it and do it with that. But for this demonstration, this should be good enough. I have this 5/8 dowel rod chucked in here gently, but straight. And I'll lower this down. I'm gonna tighten the vise on it and we'll get it kind of close there. So now I have this vise centered as best I can, and we'll go under here, and with it in the chuck and the vise tightened around it, they should be pretty well lined up. I mean, it might not be perfect, but we'll use a smaller bit here, see what happens. See, the more times you do that, you're gonna dent this thing, and I don't think it'll last very long doing that, but you know, for one-time use, it'll be fine. So let's see how lined up this is. This is a 5/8 dowel rod with a 5/16 drill bit. Let's see what happens. I can already tell we're off a little bit. Well, let's go for it. Take it off hammer. Not quite perfect, but trying to thread the needle here a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, look at that, it's split. It's getting real thin on one side there. All right, so I was off by a hair. A couple hairs, but not bad. It actually split and started to come out the one side. My thought is, for things like this, these are pen blanks done with a lathe, but you're gonna have to drill them. And this looks like a fairly repeatable and cool way once you get this thing dialed in to be able to do that. So I don't know, you guys tell me. We'll have the ability here, the way this is set up, to just set something round right in here and have it self-center. We can clamp it down and we could drill right through it, I'm assuming right in the center, and we can change the angle if we want. We can clamp right to this. We should be able to just adjust this and clamp, and that should hit us right in the middle there. Quick note here, while I'm setting this up, we're gonna do 45 degrees just because it's a little more dramatic. The carriage tends to bind a little bit, and the reason is, as you can see here, I have the left side tight, this right side is loose, and these rods are independent of each other. The only thing that really connects them together and keeps them aligned together is the carriage itself, which obviously has to have a touch of play so it slides. So I find if I have the carriage all the way up here and I tighten both knobs, I get a lot of binding as I come down. The smartest thing to do is to get the angle you want and get the carriage as low as possible. It'd probably be better if the bit wasn't even in it. And maybe lift it up and try and hit it in the center when I tighten it down. And now I get a lot more smooth sliding and less binding out of it, which is good. You don't want it obviously to be binding. This is red oak, by the way, so it's going to be a little bit tougher to drill through. So I definitely could have wrapped this with a little bit of painter's tape and not had a little bit of blowout on the backside, and you know, we could have done a little more professional job of that. But 45-degree hole right through a red oak dowel rod. Good luck doing that by hand. Well, to be honest with you, I can't think of a feature I would want out of a portable drill guide like this with the vise that this doesn't already have. And the machining is immaculate. Everything here looks like top quality. The anti-stick is full of sawdust and not amazing anymore, but I'm sure if you cleaned it off, it would be pretty good. And it does provide a little bit of anti-skid. But, I mean, you're going to hold it, you're going to clamp it. So, I mean, how important is that really? Probably not super important. If you're going to buy one of these, I highly recommend this Klein gauge. I'll put a link down for it because it has a concave trench on the bottom and it's magnetic, obviously. And it's meant for small diameter pipe for electricians and plumbers. And you could probably use it just to line up your angle without using the guide on the side. It's going to be more accurate, and I think this is very helpful to have with something like this. I would have to play with this a little bit more to get it to where I can exactly line this up to hit the center, but honestly, doing it with a wooden dowel rod is not the best way to do it. Metal would be much better, and having a specific rod that you can trust to use every time to set it up would make it super fast and easy. You guys tell me in the comments, there's quite a few of these on the market. but I can't imagine a better quality one. If you know of one that's better quality than this, or one that you like better, you hit me up in the comments and let me know. Let me know if you own this one and what you guys think, and I appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next video.